उद्घाट्य योगकलया हृदयाब्जकौशं धन्यैश्चिरादपि यथारुचि गृह्यमाणः यः प्रस्फुरत्यविरतं परिपूर्णरूपः श्रेयस्स मे दिशतु शाश्वतिकं मुकुन्दः अमरीकबरीभारभ्रमरी मुखरीकृतं दूरीकरोतु दुरितं गौरी चरणपङ्कजं परस्परतपःसम्पत्फलायित परस्परौ प्रपञ्चमातापितरौ प्राञ्चौ जायापति स्तुमः. We've been looking at Vibhavana here. So the first three varieties are done. So the first one is Karanam Vina Karyotpattihi. Vibhavana rests on Karana Karya Bhava or Hetu Karya Bhavaha. The first one is Karanam Vina Karya Utpattihi. The second is Hetu Vaikalye Api or Karana Vaikalye Api. Karana Asamagratve Api. Karya Utpattihi. The third one is Pratibandhaka Sattve Api Karya Utpattihi. These are the three varieties that we saw. So for the first one, the example was Api Alaksha Rasa Siktam Raktam Tvat Charana Dvayam. Laksha Rasaha is the Karanam for the redness in the Charanam, but that Laksha Rasa is not present. So Prasiddha Karana Abhavaha Vartate Tathapi Karya Utpattihi. That is Charana Lauhityam. The redness of the feet are seen. We look for another reason like Swabhavika. Then the second one is Hetu Vaikalye Api Karya Utpattihi. Vaikalyam is there is not Sampurnatvam Nasti Hetoho. Astraihi Atikshna Kathinaihi Jagat Jayati Manmathaha. Manmatha wins over the entire world with weapons. Weapons are a reason, yes. But then they are not Tikshna. We need a Tikshna Astram, but that is not present. And without the sharpness of the weapons, he is able to win over the Jagat. So there is the full Hetu is not present here. Yet Karya Utpattihi. Again Karya Utpattihi chet Hetu Sattve api or Hetu Sattve api yadi Pratibandhakaha vartate tarhi Karyasya Utpattihi na bhavet. Tathapi Utpattihi bhavediti varnanat atra tritiya vibhavana. So Pratibandhaka is an obstacle here that is stopping the Hetu from functioning, stopping the cause from giving rise to the effect. But even if the Hetu Pratibandhaka is present, you see a Karya Utpatti. So Narayendra Nevate Rajan Dashati Asi Bhujangamaha. Bhujangama is your Karanam. It is present, but it is rendered useless because of a Pratibandhaka, which is Narendra. The word Narendra has two meanings here. Sleshena atra Vishavaidyaha athava you can also take it as Nripatihi Raja. So Narendranam Sattve api Narendraneva Bhujangamaha athava Vishavaidyaneva Bhujangamaha Dashati iti uktatvat Sarpa Damshanam tu Karyamatra, and the Hetu is you need a snake for a snake bite to happen. But the Pratibandhaka here is Mani Mantra Aushadha Dharinaha Vishavaidyaha Eva. Even the Pratibandhaka is there, still the snake is able to circumvent that and bite them. அன்னமிட்ட கைக்கே வந்து இது பண்றது துரோகம் பண்றதுங்கறா இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி இங்க something very similar to that. You betray the person who has given you food madri. So Pratibandhaka Sattve api. Now we still have three more left. The fourth one is Akaranat Karya Utpattihi. The fifth is Viruddha Karya Utpattihi. Sixth is Karyat Karana Utpattihi. So the Karya Karana are reversed in the sixth one. Let's look at the text and then come to this.
In that third one, the contradiction is explained away by the other meaning. So only because of Shlesha, the contradiction is explained away. Okay.
Yes, you need Shlesha there. Otherwise, it is tough to explain that. Right? Here, Anatapatram and Satapatram, here there was no Shlesha here. Here, the Rupakam becomes the explanation here, no? Pratapa Tapanaha. Surya. So that becomes the explanation here. So we don't need Shlesha also. So we have to look at it case by case.
Okay, not all third variety have Shlesha. Okay.
No, not necessary. Yeah. The fourth variety, if you look at the fourth variety, it will definitely have Rupakatishayukti in this. So that I can say for sure. But for this third variety, whether Slesha, like Virodhabhasa, you need Slesha there. Without Slesha, Virodhabhasa does not function. Harinau. Vinapi harena tanbi, harinau tava stanau iti vakshojau iti. Tatra Sleshasya avashyakata vartate. Without Slesha, Virodhabhasa will not work. You cannot do a Virodha Parihara there. Here it is not necessary. That's all. Okay.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Chaturthi Vibhavana. Akaranat Karya Janma Chaturthi Syat Vibhavana. Yat Karanam Vartate Tataha na bhavati. Kintu akaranat yat karanameva bhavitum na shakyate. Tasmat karanat karya utpattihi drishyate. Tarhi Chaturthi Vibhavana. So akaranat karya karana bhinnat, from something which is not a cause. The result happens. Karya janma. The result is produced from something which cannot be the reason, cause at all for that result. The example he gives is Shankhat Veena Ninadoyam Udeti Mahadadbhutam. Veena Ninadaha, the sound of Veena arises from the conch, Shankha. Shankhat Veena Ninadaha Mahadadbhutam Udeti. Mahadadbhutam etat. This is such a surprising thing that Veena Ninada, the sound of a Veena, seems to arise from a Shankha. So what does it mean? We'll go over the Vyakyanam, it's easier. Shankhat Veena Ninadaha Udeti Ityatra Veena Dhvanehe Karanam Veena Eva. The reason can only be Veena. Only from a Veena, the sound of a Veena can come, that instrument. It can't come from another Shankhat Shankhanadaha Eva Utpadyate. Veenanadaha natu shruyate. So tad bhinnat Shankat Veena Ninada Utpatti Varnanat Vibhavana. So what is he trying to say here? Shankhaha iti chet atra kamini kanthaha. So the neck is being compared to, or the neck is being spoken of, superimposed as a shankha. Usually they say shang kaluttungram. So kanthaha, shankhaha iva kanthaha. The shape of it is such that it is, and it is also able to produce a sound. But instead of producing the sound of a shankha, the sweet voice that comes out of the lady is like Veena Ninada. So tasyaha Geetam atra Veena Ninada iva vartate iti karana shankhat Veena Ninadaha udeti. Udayam. So he says, see, shankha kamini kantayoho. Veena Ninada Madhura Gitayoho Abeda Adhyavasanat Virodha Pariharaha. So how can this be possible? How can the sound of a Veena come from a conch shell? It cannot. So what we do is we superimpose it. There is an Abeda Adhyavasana, which is our Rupakatishayukti. So Rupakatishayukti is the base here. Because of the first level, first step you do Rupakatishayukti, then you go into Vibhavana of akaranat karya janma. So the lady's throat or the lady's neck portion is like shankha, it is like a conch, and the madhura geetam that comes from her mouth is veena ninada, it is the sound of veena. So these two are being superimposed completely. Abheda adhyavasayaha jataha. So when we do this, virodha pariharaha, then it is possible, right? So a sweet voice is coming out of her neck. It is being produced by her kantha, throat. So this is the fourth variety of Vibhavana. Asyaha aparamudaha.
What's the difference between this and that Pashya Nilotpala Dvandvat Nisaranti Shitasharaha? That is Rupakatishayukti, right?
Shitaha Sharaha, yes, that is also Rupakatishayukti only. This is Rupakatishayukti, but there we don't talk about the cause and effect of it.
Okay.
Maybe you can also say this kind of Vibhavana there. Right?
The akaranat karya utpattihi.
Vinukti drishtantaha tulyogita atishayokti. I think you can say Vibhavana also there. Pashya Nilotpala. Nissarati, it is just coming out, that's all. It is not producing it, no? Nigirya Devasanam Vartate. Maybe you can also do a samanvaya of Vibhavana here, the third variety of Vibhavana. I'm sure you can. The only the Adhyavasanam, when it stops with Adhyavasana, you talk about Atishayokti. When it goes to the next step, like how Rupakam and Parinama, no? When Rupakam just happens, you have two objects, then fine. But yadi Kriya Upayogi bhavati, tarhi Parinama alankara bhavati.
Parinama alankara.
Okay. It is the next step of it. No? Tatha, you can have here also Rupakatishayokti is the first step, the Chaturthi Vibhavana will be the second step. I think you can say for Pashya Nilotpala Dvandvata also, the same manner. But there is a lot of things that he has written in the Vyakhyana. Maybe I'll go through that sometime and then say for sure whether there is Vibhavana or not.
Wow, it requires a lot of analysis, right? This alankara to be understood.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's why they're also smart.
Yeah.
But the Nilotpalam does not even shoot anything. So at least Shankar Nada can come from Shankar and Veena Nada can from Veena. So there is a possibility of some kind of Nada, even though it is not the correct Nada, it's some different Nada that's coming out. So which is Akaranatve api Karyatpati. But in the Pashya Nilotpala, there is no possibility.
Causative is not there. That is what I was first, I said, that's what struck me first. There is no cause and effect between, for us to extract Vibhavana there.
Okay.
Nothing can shoot out of it.
That's what I was thinking. Right?
Okay.
Tilapushpat, okay. Now, the aparam udaharanam for this is Tilapushpat samayati vayus chandana sheetalaha indivara yuga chitram nissaranti shili mukhaha. See, it's the same thing. So, I think that Pashya Nilotpala Dvandvata has Vibhavana in it. So, there is a sankara of both. Or the final is Vibhavana. And you have, I think it is an Angangi Bhava Sankara, wherein Atishayokti Anupranita Vibhavana. Definitely. Because if we take this example as Vibhavana, then definitely Pashya Nilotpala Dvandvata is also an example of Vibhavana. Okay. Let's look at this example. Tila Pushpat Chandana Sheetalaha Vayuhu Samayati. From a Tila Pushpam, sesame flower, the Vayu, a wind which is very cool, like the Chandanam, is coming out. Samayati, it is coming towards me. Indivara Yugat, but from a pair of Indivara, blue lotus or lily, from a pair of two lotuses or lilies, Shili Mukhaha Nissaranti Chitram etat. It is surprising to see that Shili Mukhaha, arrows are coming out of a pair of lotuses or lilies. So this is the same thing here.
Correct, yeah.
No? Chandana Sheetalasya Vayoho Tilapushpat Karana Bhinnat Utpattihi Vibhavana. So Chandana Sheetalaha Vayuhu tu Tilapushpat na agacchati, kintu Chandana Pushpat agacchati. Or from a Chandanam tree, if there is a Chandana tree nearby, then it can come. But it seems to come from a sesame flower. So here he only takes this one. He doesn't take the second one at all. And gives an example. Yeah. So Tila Kusuma Naika Nasika Yoho Vata Nishwasayoho cha Abeda Adhyavasanat Virodha Pariharaha. Tila Pushpam. Nose is like that of a sesame flower. This is a common comparison, just as how we compare the eye to Indivara, to lotuses. And the same way, the nose is like Tila Pushpam, like a sesame flower. So Tila, Kusuma, Naika, Nasikayoho, Abeda Adhyavasanat. These two are being superimposed. Vata, Nishvasa Yoho, the wind and Nishvasa, her breath. Usually, Unnata Naika iti chet, Uttama Naika iti chet, Tasyaha Nishvasaha tu Chandana Surabhihi, Atava Padmavat Surabhi Vartateti. So it can be as fragrant as a lotus or sandalwood. So even her shwasa, her breath is so fragrant, right? So this is these two are also vata, the wind, and nishwasa. Her breath are being superimposed here. When they are being superimposed, the virodha parihara happens.
Mm. So the first line is Chaturthi Vibhavana. The second line is the Rupaka Atishayokti.
So I think both are this thing. He takes both as Atishayokti Mula Vibhavana. That's what he says here. Katakshat Shilimukaha Nirgachanti iti. Kataksha, sorry. Indivara Yugat Shilimukaha Nissaranti iti cheta tatra Nigiri Adhyavasanam bhavati. Indivara Yugam tu Lochana Yugam. Shilimukhastu tatra Katakshaha. Tilapushpam Nasika. Vayuhu Chandanashitalaha Vayuhu Tasyaha Nishwasaha. Tatra Nigiri Adhyavasanam bhavati. You are only mentioning the Upamanam, you are not mentioning the Upameya at all. So it is an Atishayokti Mula Vibhavana.
Okay.
So edukana, say every shloka, when you get into the Kavyam, it is not a one alankara shloka alone. Appadi irukave irukadu. You will always have a mixture of alankaras. It is very difficult to actually bring out only one alankara there. No? It needs something different. Akaranat karya utpattihi. I'm wondering if we can do it without Atishayokti. It's tough to bring out without Atishayokti.
Here it's okay, but in Pashani Lotpala, you can't bring in Vibhavana there, I think.
Why not? It's the same thing, no?
Oh, no, in one, here you have the Tila Pushpat, Chandana Vayu Nisarati. That is okay, but that kind of thing is not there, right? In that shloka.
Namba appadi panla, but he takes it like that, no? The Vyakhyata says it is a akaranadeva karya utpattihi iti. Spashtam manudrar. அவ்வளவுதான் அதிசயோக்தி அனுப்ராணிதத்வாத் அத்திர ஸ்பஷ்டமேவ. So wait, let me,
here it is okay spashtam, but
if when we are reading, as you say, when we read Rupaka Atishayokti, if I confused you with Vibhavana, then you won't understand Atishayokti itself, because already that Rupaka Atishayokti depended on the fact that you understood Rupakam first of all. So then you had to understand Rupaka Atishayokti. If I already bring in Vibhavana, then it will become difficult to fix our mind with Atishayokti first of all, right? So that's why it is better that we learnt Vibhavana later, and now we can go back and analyze that and say, just because this is also Vibhavana, that is also Akaranat Karyotpatti Rupa Vibhavana. Okay?
Madhya, this akarana doesn't mean something has to shoot out. It may not be arrow from that Indivara Yugam, but something else has to shoot out, not like that.
அப்படி அவசியம் இல்ல. See, காரிய உற்பத்திஹி குதஹா பவதி காரணாதேவ பவதி. அத்திர காரணத்வேன யத் உக்தம் தத்து காரணம் நாஸ்தி ஏவ. அப்படி எடுத்துக்கணும்.
But it is not a wrong karanam, not like that.
Don't analyze the karanam here.
Okay.
First, look at the karyam. Karya utpattehe. First, look at the karya utpatti. What is the karya utpatti here? Vayuhu samayati. Chandana sheetalaha vayuhu samayati. Athava shilimukhaha nissaranti. This is your karyam. From where is it coming? What is the karanam here? What is the cause here? Usually, when you just look at the karyam, you are looking at Chandana sheetalaha vayuhu. Oh, then it must come from Chandanam. But he has given Tilapushpat. So it is an akaranam. Abdina, afterwards, we conclude there. Now look at the banas. The arrows should actually only come from the quiver. But okay, has he given quiver? No, he has not given quiver. He has given something else as the reason. So akaranat karya utpattihi. அப்படி பார்த்தாதான் it will fit.
Maybe at least Tila Pushpa also can give some kind of Vayu, which is like Tila Pushpa Vayu, but that is not the Chandana Shitala Vayu. Like
Yes.
that we shouldn't take.
இன்னும் வேண்டாம், இப்படி எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ரிவர்ஸ்ல போங்க.
Okay.
So we are not seeing whether the Karana is closer to the real Karana or far away, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Yes.
Even if it is totally impossible to do it, it is still a Karanam.
Yes, it can shoot out pollen grains no na vachkonga. The only closest thing I can come to. Okay. So Panchami Vibhavana. The fifth one is Viruddhat Karya Sampattihi. Now there is a Viruddha Karanam. Now you analyze the Karanam here. There you looked at the Karyam first and searched for the correct Karanam, but it was not the Karanam. Now we have the Karanam in hand. This Karanam is producing something which is Viruddha, or the Viruddham is the Karanam, and the Karya does not connect with the Karanam at all. So Viruddhat Karya Sampattihi Drishta Kachit Vibhavana Shitamshu Kiranaha Tanvim Hanta Santapayanti Tam. Shitamshu Kiranaha. We look at the moon's rays, and the rays of the moon, Hanta, alas, they are torturing this lady, or they are burning the lady here. Santapayanti Tanvim. Shitamshu Kiranaha tu Shitalayanti eva. They should only produce a very cooling effect, but they seem to be producing a burning effect in the lady. Viraha Karanat atra. Because she is separated, she is not able to tolerate the moon rays. She wants to spend it with the beloved. If she was present with the beloved, then yes, it would have been a beautiful scene. But because she is separated from her beloved, the rays, cool rays of the moon seem to be burning to her. So Viruddhat, Viruddha Karanat, Karya Sampattihi, Karya Utpattihi. So the production of the effect happens from a Karanam which is opposite. So something else illada, inga it is diametrically opposite, like Sukham Dukkham, and the Madri. Shitamshoho Kiranaha Tanvim Santapayanti Ityatra Shitalatvat Tapa Nivartakaha Chandrakiranaha Tanvyaha Tapam Janayanti. So Shitamshoho Kiranaha, the Kirana, the rays of the sun, moon, the word for moon itself is Shitamshu, the one who has cool rays. Shita Amshu, Amshavaha ityukte Kiranaha. So Shitamshuhu iti Chandraha, Tasya Anvarthanama Vartate atra. So you can take it like a Parikara, Ankura alankara is also present here. Because we have read all these alankaras, I can say these alankaras here. So Shitamshu Kiranaha, the rays of the cool red moon, seem to, in Tanvim Santa, the Shitalatvat, because they are cool, they are supposed to be Tapa Nivartakaha. They are supposed to remove the Tapam, grief, or the heat from the body. Instead, what are they doing? Tanvyaha Tapam Janayanti. They are actually giving more heat to the lady. So Viruddha Karanat Karya Utpatti Rupa Panchami Vibhavana. This is the fifth variety. Tanvyaha Virahini-tvat Virodha Pariharaha. How can that be possible? It is possible because she is in separation and she is a Virahini, and she is not able to tolerate the cool rays of the moon. Okay.
Here it feels like it's not Viruddha Karanam, it's Viruddha Karyam. Karanam is has to do the cool effect. Instead, the Karyam is the heart thing. So it feels like it is the Viruddha Karyam instead of Viruddha Karanam.
Karanat Karya Utpattihi Karyastu Jayateva. அது விருத்த எப்படி வேணாலும் எடுத்துக்கலாமே, எல்லாம் ஒன்னாதானே இருக்கு. எனக்கு ஒன்னும் பெருசா டிஃபரன்ஸ் தெரியல. விருத்த காரணாத்து காரிய உற்பத்திஹி அதுவா காரணாத்து விருத்த காரிய உற்பத்திஹி. Anyway, it's all the same, no?
Seeing in two different ways, right? If you see from effect angle, then it is one. And,
yeah. It's just perception. It's all the same.
In two different ways. Yeah.
Asyaha aparam udaharanam udite kumara surye Kuvalayam ullasati bhati nakshatram mukuli bhavanti chitram para raja kumara pani padmani. This is using Slesha. Okay. The first one did not have Slesha in it, right? Shitamshu Kiranaha. So there you take the Tatparyam, that is more beautiful because it goes to the Tatparyam of the lady being a Virahini. She is Viraha Tapakaranat Atra Viruddha Karanam Athava Viruddha Karya Utpattihi. Whereas here, he uses Slesha here. So Udite Kumara Surye. When the Kumaraha eva Suryaha atra, when the Rajakumara, who is like a sun, has risen. So that is when he has come to power. Now what happens here? Or Kumara Surya or Bala Surya, you take it as the sun, when the young sun has risen. What is happening here? Kuvalayam Ullasati, lilies are blooming. Viruddha Karya is happening here, right? Or Viruddha Karanate Karya Utpatti. And then Nakshatram Bhati. Nakshatram, here the stars are all shining. How can stars shine when there is sun? When the sun is rising, the stars don't shine. Lilies actually become, they start fading or they become like a bud. And then Mukuli Bhavanti Chitram Para Raja Kumara Pani Padmani. Padmani Mukuli Bhavanti. Lotuses seem to close their petals. But here actually lotuses open or bloom out when the sun is rising, right? It is a friend of the lotuses and the lotuses start blooming. Pullam bhavanti, pulli, or prapullam bhavanti, right? Prapullani bhavanti. But whereas it is a Viruddha Karyam that is happening. So you take it as when the Rajakumara comes to power, Udite, when he comes to power, when he rises, Ku Valayam Ullasati. Ku is Prithivi. Prithivyaha Valayam, Prithivi Mandalam, Ullasati. The entire earth blooms. Kshatram na bhati. So it split it as na and kshatram. So kshatram na bhati. Kshatriya samuhaha kshatram. The entire vargam of kshatriyas, they don't shine at all because this Rajakumara shines so much that the others pale in comparison. Kshatram na bhati. Para Rajakumara Pani Padmani Mukuli Bhavanti Anjali Mudram Dharanti iti. So the hands, Pani Padma, the lotus-like hands of other kings, other princes, Para Rajakumara, the Shatru, the enemy princes, their Pani Padma completely folds Anjali Baddhani Bhavanti iti. So this is just relies on Slesha here. Both Bhanga Slesha and Abhanga Slesha. So it's actually Bhanga Slesha. In the இடத்துல Abhanga Slesha, Pani Padmaniங்கிறது இங்க அப்படி எடுத்துக்க வேண்டாம். Actually இது வந்து தாத்பரியத்துல தான் அங்க எடுத்துக்கணும். Okay. Atra Surya Udite Sati, when Surya rises, Kuvalayam Ullasati, Nakshatram Prakashate, Padmani Mukuli Bhavanti, iti Viruddha Karanat Karya Utpattihi Varnita. So the lilies bloom, the stars are shining, and Padmani Mukuli Bhavanti, lotuses are completely fading away or closing their petals. When Surya rises, these are all the Viruddha Karyam that happens. Or Viruddha Karanata, when Surya is the opposite, contradictory reason for all of these actions. Kumara eva Suryaha iti yojanaya virodha pariharaha. Now how does the virodha parihara happen? Kumaraha eva Suryaha. The Rajakumara is the sun. Tasmin Nudite, when he has risen, Bhu Mandalam Ullasati, Ku Valayam, Prithivi Mandalam, Bhu Mandalam Ullasati, the entire Shilpa Agarthangrolya, the whole earth becomes prosperous. Kshatram na bhati, Kshatriya Vargahato na bhati tatra, Shatru Rajakumaranam Panayaha eva Padmani. The hands of the enemy princes are like lotuses and they close in Anjali Mudra. Pranama. Yojanaya Virodha Parihara. Okay? Clear, Arka? Okay. Next is Shashti Vibhavana. The sixth one is Peratipodanu. Karyat Karana Janma Api Drishta Kachit Vibhavana. Another variety of Vibhavana is such that you see Karana Janma, the cause coming out of the effect. It is usually the effect that comes out of the cause, but there is a reverse here. The description is like that. It should be one word here. Yashaf Payo Rashira Bhut kara kalpataros tava kara kalpataroho yashaf payorashihi abhut. Kaschana Raja atra data vartate vitaranashilaha. So he is a great charitable person. The king is a charitable person. The Kavi is looking at the king and he is describing him. He is saying, your hand is like the kalpataru, which produces fame. That is, he distributes wealth and gives charities so much, like kalpataru, like the wish-fulfilling tree. This Raja's hand is also like that, and it keeps on giving. Because he gives so much, he also accumulates a lot of kirti, fame, yashaha. And yashas is white in Kavisamaya. So it is like a the Parkadal Madri, Payo Rashihi. It is like a milk ocean here. But original Pauraniki Katha tu Kidrishi Vartate, Payo Rashehe, Kshirabdhehe eva Kalpataroho Sambhavaha Abhut iti Purvam Tatra Kshirabdi Mathana Samaye Asit Khalu. So it is the Payo Rashi is the Karanam from which Kalpataru arose in the Pauraniki Katha. But here it is reversed, and he says, Tava Karaha eva Kalpataruhu, Tataha eva Yasho Rupa Kshirabdihi Abhut. It was Utpannaha, it was produced. So this, the milk ocean, your fame in the form of milk ocean was produced from your hand, from the Kalpataru, which is your hand.
How is this different? This is also like akaranat karyam, like that only it feels.
Reverse it. Akaranam illa. Reverse side. Anga reverse illiye. Akaranam can be anything. Akaranam enna paathom? What is the example that we saw?
That quiver coming from that lotus.
Tila pushpat.
Tila pushpa chandana.
If I say Chandana Vayoho Chandana Taruhu Agachati Samayati, Appo it is Karyat Karanam.
Oh, okay.
Ambulerந்து na ipo vandu quiver eduthen vechukongo. Shili Mukhat Tuni Raha Agachati na Appo it is the opposite.
Okay, okay.
Adilli endha edathula. Illaya? So this is Karyat Karanam. Karanat Karya Utpattihi iti Niyamam Ullangya. Transgressing the rule that Karyam should happen only from Karana. What is happening here? The Karyat Karana Utpattihi. The Karanam seems to come from Ipa. Adu example solla mudiyadhu. The clay is coming from the mud pot. The pot cannot produce the clay. It can only produce some mud. It just reduces into whatever. The cause and effect
this is like the banyan tree where the roots grow shoots up.
Okay, the gems are produced from the ocean. The ocean is not produced from the gem.
Gems, correct.
Okay.
Here the Kalpataru is doing the pie.
What, Shobha?
I look like my, if you say I look like my son or I look like my daughter or something.
I was going to say a similar expression in Tamil, you know, in village settings and all, if you see movies, they will say, Enna petta rasa abdimba. And the expression that is, you look at your son and say, you gave birth to me, you gave me life, abdimba. It is actually the mother who gave birth to the child. But the expression we use is reverse.
Correct. Yeah.
You have given me life. The child does not breathe life into the mother. The mother breathes life into the child. That is an example. So Karyat Karana Utpatti Varnane Shashti Vibhavana. Tava Karaha eva Kalpataruhu. Your hand, the king's hand is Kalpataru, the wish giving tree. Tasmat yashaha eva payorashihi abhut. Kshira samudrat kalpataroho utpattihi iti prasiddham karyakarana bhavam ullangya. Transgressing that rule that the kalpataru came out of the Kshira Sagara. Here, how is it described? Kalpataroho payorashehe utpatti varnanat. The payorashi, the Kshiravdi seems to have come from the kalpataru. Because such a description is there, this is Shashti Vibhavana. So, Rajnyaha Vitaranashilasya Karat Yashasaha Utpattihi iti Virodha Pariharaha. So, when you look at only the Upameya, what is being described, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it will not make sense. How can such a thing happen in Kepa? Yeah. The Aparam Udaharanam for this is Jata Lata hi Shaile Jatu Latayam na Jayate Shailaha Samprati Tadviparitam Kanakalatayam Giridvayam Jatam. Okay. Shaile Jatu. Shaile Kadachit Jatu. Sometimes on a mountain, a creeper can be born. Creepers are usually found in forests or in lower levels or plateaus or something like that. You can never see a creeper coming in a mountain. That's what we can think about it. So Jatu Shaile Lata Jata. It is possible that a creeper can grow out of a mountain. But Latayam Shailaha na Jayate. Never can a mountain be born out of a creeper. Samprati Tad Viparitam. Now it seems to be the opposite here. What is happening? Latayam Shailaha Jataha iti. So whereas he is saying Kanaka Latayam in a golden creeper, Giridvayam Jatam, two mountains seem to have been born. So he is talking about a lady's form which is like a golden creeper and her bosoms are like two mountains here. So atra Kanakalatayam Giridvayam Jatam iti karyat karana uttattihi varnita. Kanakalata shabdena kamini dehasya. Giridvaya shabdena stanadvayasya, her two breasts are represented by the two mountains. And then kamini deha, her body is like the Kanakalata, golden creeper. So Vivakshaya, because this is what the poet wants to say, there is a Virodha Parihara. How can Karanam come out of Karya? Yeah. Now we go to Viseshokti. There is just one variety of this. Karya Ajanihi Viseshoktihi Sati Pushkale Karane. There are so many, all the reasons are present, yet Karya Utpattihi na Jayate. All of the reasons are present here. Hridi Snehakshayaha Nabhut Smaradipe Jwalatyapi. Smaradipe Jwalatyapi. Even when there is a lamp glowing, the oil inside the lamp will constantly reduce. So sneha itukte oil. So the oil will slowly reduce as the lamp keeps on burning. This is a natural phenomena. But even though the lamp is burning, there is no reduction in the sneha. He uses the slesha here to give that meaning here of karya ajanihi. So pushkale karane, pushkalam nama sampurna. Sampurna karane sati, when the entire reason is present, tathapi karya ajanihi, karya anutpattihi. The karyam effect does not happen. So what is the example here? This is Viseshokti alankara. Smara deepe jwalati sati api. Even though the lamp of Manmatha, Smaradeepa is the light of Manmatha, Cupid, is burning in the heart. Hridi sneha kshayaha na jayate. The reduction of sneha doesn't happen. That is, sneha here would be the oil. Or sneha in the sense of Manmatha would be that the reduction of love is not happening. It is because the love is burning brightly that the prema kshayaha na bhavati iti. So tailakshayaha premakshayaha na abhut ityatra deepa jwalane tailakshayakarane satyapi. Even though when the lamp is tailakshayakarane deepa jwalane satyapi, that's how you have to take it as. when the lamp is burning, which is the karanam for the reduction of oil, when the lamp is burning, and it can cause the reduction of sneha, still sneha kshaya doesn't happen. Tad akshaya varnanat visheshokti. Smare deepyamane premakshayah na abhut iti vivakshaya pirodha pariharaha. So you take the normal situation here and understand the tatparyam as when Manmatha or Cupid is burning well, when he is burning bright, there is affection will never go away. The affection will always be there between the two people. So karana abhave karyotpattihi vibhavana, karana sattve karya anutpattihi visheshoktihi iti anayor bhedaha. So this is what I've been saying from the beginning of Vibhavana, that these two have to go hand in hand and understand this. Okay.
Then how did some example which you were describing where both of them were there in the same shloka?
It depends on the expression. There is another idu also, Yah Kaumara Haraha Sayeva iti Kavya Prakashe Shobha, you remember that shloka? The first,
yes, yeah.
Punar analankriti punah kwapi iti asti. Tatra Yah Kaumara Haraha Sayeva Varaha Tasveva Reva Rodhasi. That's a nice shloka. I mean, Yah Kaumara Haras Sayeva Varaha Tayeva Chaitra Kshapaha. Tayeva Chaitra Kshapaha. Techa Unmilita Malati Surabhayaha Praudah Kadambanilaha Sachaivasmi Tathapi Tatra Surata Vyapara Leela Vidho Reva Rodasi Vetasi Tarutale Chetas Samutkantyate. So it's a nostalgia that we are thinking about. Look, so you are the same person. You go back to your old school. Let's say you go back to your old school. Forget about the shloka. Think about the situation. You go to you are the same person. Your friends are also the same person. The school is the same building. Yet you are not able to be in that innocent state again. So even if there is karanam, there is karya anutpattihi. Right? அதே மாதிரி அங்க வந்து புஷ்கலே காரணே காரண சத்வே அபி காரிய அனுத்பத்திஹி. You are not able to enjoy. காரிய உற்பத்திஹி அது எப்படி வரும்? அதுவும் ஏதோ அந்த மாதிரி தானே.
காரணஸ்ய அபாவே காரியஸ்ய உற்பத்திஹி.
So because you are not able to enjoy, karyasya utpattihi, not able to enjoy, is because kalaha saha nasti iti karanat. So the karana abhave karya utpattihi, ama, something like that, whatever. Takkane enakku adu solla varala. Both are present, but both are not sputam in certain cases. It is not very clearly present. Adanga. Okay. Rendu irukkalam, thappilla. Adha. Now the Viseshoktehe aparam udaharanam. This is an example we read. I actually said this for Samasokti also. So Anuragavati Sandhya Divasastat Purassaraha Aho Daivagatis Chitra Tathapina Samagamaha. This was an example for Samasokti where I said Prastutam tu Tatra Sandhya Varnanam Bhavati Kintu Naika Nayaka Bhavaha Atra Vyajyate. Right? You remember? So how Prastute Aprastuta. This is Panini's shloka. I told you. Sandhya Anuragavati. Yeah. So Sandhya has affection, but at the same time, Divasaha Tat Purassaraha, and it is not that the day is somewhere. It is right in front of Sandhya. Still, Daivagatihi Chitra, look at the fate, they both can never meet. It is only after, it will always follow. இது வந்து so Anuragavati Sandhya Divasastat Purassaraha Aho Daivagatis Chitra Tathapina Samagamaha. There is also Samasokti here, but we are looking, since he has given this as an example of Viseshokti, we need to find out what is the Viseshokti here. Sati Pushkale Karane Samagama Karana Sattve Api. Even though there is the Karanam, there is the reason for both of them to meet, still Tad Anutpatti Varnanate Na Samagamaha. She also loves him. At the same time, he is also in front of her, but still they don't meet. Then this is a very beautiful Viseshokti here. Tatra nimittam. So what is the reason there? The reason is Daivagatihi Chitra. It is fate, or it is how the nature of the world is. Niyati, niyamaha tatha eva. Okay. The next one is Asambhava alankara. Asambhavaha arthanishpattehe asambhavyatva varnanam. So something that is not at all possible, but it has happened. Sure, I don't know how he did it. Somehow he did it. Iti yatra varnana vartate tat sarvam tu tatra asambhavaha eva. Koveda gopashishukah shailam utpatayediti Govardhanagiri. Govardhanagiridhari asti khalu. So Koveda, who knew that this small cowherd, Gopashishukah, this small boy who is a cowherd, Shailam Utpatayet iti, he will just uproot the entire Shailam, entire mountain. Who thought he will do this? Nobody thought that he will do this. No? Asa artha nishpattehe karya siddhehe asambhavyatva varnanam asambhava alankaraha. Artha nishpatte, artha ityukte karya siddha. That's what he is given in the shloka, right? Asambhavaha artha nishpattehe. Artham here is the effect. Karya siddhehe asambhavyatvam. It is not at all possible that such a thing could happen. When you are thinking about the impossibility or inconceivable, you can't even think about it. Tatha varnitam cheta tatra asambhava alankaraha. Gopa Shishukah Balakaha Krishnaha Shailam Govardhana Parvatam Utpatayet Unmulayet Iti Koveda Kova Janatisma. Who would have thought he would have done this? Ityatra Balakena Shaila Utpatanasya Asambhavyatva Varnanat. So if you just say Krishnaha Govardhana Parvatam Utpatayet Utpatayatisma Ityeva Tatra Varnitam Chet, that is only a Pauraniki Katha. When you add the fact that Koveda Saha Utpatayediti, who thought he would do this? It is something that I cannot even think about. It is an unthinkable act. That sort of a description is there in the Vachyartha, then it is Asambhava Alankara. Is that clear? Asambhavasya aparam udaharanam ayam varam eko nilayaha iti ratnakaraha iti Shritaha asmabihi trishna taralita manobihi jalanidhihi kayevam janite nija kara puti kotaragatam kshanat enam tamyat timi makaram apasyati munihi. The description is, he is describing the Samudra Panam by Agastya Muni. Agastya Muni was just chuliki kritya ityasti. He just, in his palm, that shape is called chulukam. In his chulukam, he just took the entire ocean and did achamanam of the entire ocean. So, for the devas to go and find the Kalakeya. So I think the Kalakeyas are those who went and hid. I think they are the Kartavirya Arjuna's descendants or something like that. They went and hid under the ocean, and Agastya was called to just drink the entire ocean. So he just took the entire ocean in his palm and drank it. Okay, so that incident is described here by the people who have come to this ocean in refuge. Jalanidhihi asmabihi shritaha. The ocean has been taken as refuge by us. We have come in refuge to this ocean. We are Trishna Taralita Manobihi. We have minds which are fickle, Taralitam, because of Trishna, extreme desire. So we have this desire for a lot of things that are present in this ocean. So two things. One is it is a ratnakaraha iti. There are a lot of gems here, so it is an ideal place for us to go and take whatever we want. Iti, to satisfy our Trishna, our Asha, we have to go to this ocean. Iti nischitya kaischita tatra gatam. Okay. Another thing is, it is not openly available. It is underneath the ocean, that is underneath a huge reservoir of water. Varam ekaha nilayaha. Varam vaha varau varaha rakaranta shabdaha atra. So varam ekaha nilayaha tichet jalanam eko nilayaha ayam samudraha. तस्माद् अत्र अन्तर्गत्वा यः कोऽपि रत्नं न उद्धरेत् तर्हि it is a good idea that we have come to this samudram to take ratnam. It is not openly available for people because there is so much of timi, makara, timingilam, sharks, makara, maybe big water jalajantu. It is filled with dangerous aquatic animals also. So nobody will easily approach this ocean and take the ratna. I am varam ekaha nilayaha. This is a one single repository of all of the waters in the world. I am ratnakaraha. This is a repository of gems also. Iti, thinking thus, iti matva, asmabihi trishna taralita manobihi asmabihi jalanidhihi shritaha. We took refuge in this jalanidhi. We whose minds are attracted by the desires of that ratnam, to get that ratnam. But who thought this entire ocean will be taken in his karaputam and it will be drunk by this Agastya? Apasyati munihi iti ka evam janite. Kaha evam janite? Who thought that enam samudram nija kara puti kotaragatam, that which has gone into the small hole, kotaram is hole, that is formed with his own hand, not even in a, he didn't bring one big vessel to take the ocean also. He just took his nija karaputi. Karaputam ityukte, the talam, karatalam. There, karaputam is also the small cup-like portion which you do with your hand, and the hole that is there, that is formed when you bend your hand. Tat kotare gatam enam samudram jalanidhim tamyat timi makaram Tamyat, causing trouble to all this Tamyatina, Tamyatina, stopping. Tamyatina enna artham takkunu does he say in this? Tavikkiradun nanche Tamyatina. No, this is Asangatya alankara. I am varam ekaha. 84. Tamyat. Glayantaha. Correct. Glayantaha means that which is troubling the
distressing.
Distressing. Yes, troubling. Yeah, distressing, because he has to take the entire ocean within his small hand, then which means they are all compressed into sankuchitam, correct? So it is troubling all of those big aquatic animals. With them, he has completely drained the entire ocean here. So enam kshanat, within a moment, apasyati, the munihi, Agastya munihi etat pasyati iti ko janite. Who knows? Who knew he would do this? So atra varam nidhim samudram munihi agastyaha evam pasyati. In this manner he will drink. Iti ko janite. Who knew this? Iti munina samudrapanasya asambhavyatva varnanat. It is an inconceivable act. Iti varnitam. Tasmat asambhava alankaraha. Clear? There are a couple of asangati divisions. So we'll do this next class. Okay.